So my aunt is visiting us and I want to make apple cake for dessert, so let's do it. So let's do our dry ingredients first. You're going to need a cup of flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, a dash of salt. This is the dry ingredients and we're going to sift it. All done. So now we're going to do the wet ingredients, and if your eggs are not room temp, because they're butter and your eggs need to be room temp, the butter I cut into little pats like this and I microwaved it for 30 seconds. So if you didn't catch that, I microwaved it for 30 seconds. And then the eggs, I microwave them for 10 seconds each. Don't do them at the same time and don't do more than 10 seconds or you will be swearing at me because they'll explode. We're gonna do butter in the bowl, and then sugar, and cream it together by hand until it looks light and fluffy. So I'll show you what that looks like.
Can I whisk?
Yes, you can whisk. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. That's 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And then we're gonna beat this together and I'll be right back and show you. So I started it and it looks kind of grainy and not good and my arm is tired, so I'm gonna trade off with my daughter. Okay, so we creamed together our butter and sugar and now we're gonna crack 1 egg at a time and put it in. But we're gonna crack the egg into a little bowl first so that if it's bad or you get shells in it, it doesn't end up in the batter. Okay, so 1 egg at a time in a bowl. Did 1 egg, whoop, and then we're gonna mix it in and then we'll come back and do the other egg. Okay, so we got our 1 egg in, it's all mixy mix, so we're gonna add 1 more egg. Bloop. Here, you want to start it? I'm going to zest 1 teaspoon of lemon zest and I'm going to throw it into the wet batter. Here's the vanilla. I'm doing a teaspoon. Boop. Throw it in. I grated 1 Gala apple on the small side, and then I'm going to throw that into the batter too. Okay, and so these are our dry ingredients that we sifted earlier, and that's just going to go in all of it together. And then I'm just going to fold until it looks mixed. Do not overmix. So I'm going to take some pecans, let's see, like about half a cup, and I'm just going to coarse chop them. So this is how I chop, just so that you can kind of see. I don't want to create like pecan dust. I want them to kind of hold their integrity. So I'm not going to go fast or anything. Also, they'll fly around your cutting board if you try to go fast. So I'm just going to go slow. Take my time here. Good enough. Okay, and let's talk about apples for a second. You can use whatever variety of apple is in season. I just have Granny Smith that I've washed and peeled. Actually, my husband washed and peeled them. And then a couple Galas. And then I'm going to just kind of go around the core like this. But make sure, like, if you see like this kind of hard part, I really don't like it when I get that under my teeth and I'm eating an apple dessert. So I go through the trouble of really like removing all the little impurities. Might cut like a little wedge into it and then just pop it out. Yeah, see, I just popped it out. Kind of a large dice because this is going to cook a long time. It's like a 40-minute cook. And then I'm going to do all these and come back. We're going to add to it some brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, not too much. And then another dash of salt. Ooh, I lost an apple. And then it just goes on top once you do your batter, and I'll show you how that goes. Because it's a pretty thick batter, so it should just stay on top. Okay, brown sugar. 2 packed tablespoons, dash of salt, bring out the flavors. And I'm going to resist the urge to add like cinnamon or nutmeg because I just want it to be very apple-y and just an apple cake. Okay, here we go. Give everybody a good little mix. So the reason why I didn't do a smaller cut, I did kind of a chunky dice, is because I don't want the apples to turn into liquidy mush. I kind of want them to still kind of hold their shape. So if they're too thin, they'll like applesauce on top because it cooks so long. So let's get the batter in. I'm going to come back with this kind of fluffy cake batter. And then, don't judge me, this is how I clean it off. I take my finger and I do this. And then I do this. But my hands are clean, I promise. And then I take this offset spatula, and then you might wet it a little bit, but I just kind of smooth the batter out. Like, look, I left that. In my culture, you don't waste any food. It has to go in the pan. I smoothed it out. You see how I used the offset spatula to smooth it out? And then topping just kind of goes on top gently. I wish you could see every woman in my family is watching me do this right now. No pressure. If you see my hands shake, it's not because of you, it's because of them. See? Okay. All right. That's it, y'all. Ooh, that's so pretty. I haven't even cooked it yet, and it's pretty. It smells really nice. Okay. I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven for 30 to 40 minutes. And the reason why 30 to 40 is because if your pan is super wide, it'll cook faster than if your pan's a little bit more shallow. But you're going to stick a toothpick in to see if it's clean. So I left the part. Did you hear that? I left the parchment paper. They're running away. Look. Okay. They were like, it's gonna catch on fire. You have to trim your parchment paper. At 350 degrees, I'm not really worried about that. But in my culture, you don't argue with your elders. So I'm cutting off the excess and then I'm putting it in the oven. Okay, so the cake is out. I'm gonna show it to you. It ended up being like 35 minutes. Pretty. And then, I wish you could smell it. You're gonna take the chopstick, and then I just picked a corner and I went in and we came out clean. I mean, actually there's some dry crumbs on there, which is a good sign that it's cooked. And then I'm gonna open the springform part. I should have buttered the sides. That's okay. Still gonna be yummy. Ta-da! And then just top with a little powdered sugar like so. And then I'll plate it better and then we'll try it. Okay, so we went on a walk to wait for the cake to cool, and you have to have the cake with chai. You have to have it to digest. Some countries have digestives. We have chai. Oh, I didn't show you. Hold on. Look at this. Look what we did. Look at this. Oh my goodness. So this is the apple cake. Beautiful. And I put it on a little pedestal here so it would be extra beautiful. I need a pie lifter. I don't have a pie lifter for some reason. And then, sorry my family is loud. But a loud family is a happy family, right? Now we're gonna eat it. I mean, I might try it for you. Oh my god. It's not too sweet. And I like the texture of the cake. It's kind of like custardy and creamy. And then the apples still have a little bit of bite. And then you get a little pecan. It's really nice and it's not too sweet. Okay, bye.